Hello friends, welcome to our home at Young's Crossing. Today's just kind of a hodgepodge of different things. First thing, I know if you watched my last video where I painted my toy box, it didn't come out like I thought it should. One of my people that commented gave me some suggestions and I've researched it more. So what I decided to do is I've got a scrap of wood here. I'm going to sand it down, paint it the color that I want to paint my piece, and then I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to follow the new routine that I found on YouTube, and then that way I'll get some practice in, because soon I have another piece of furniture that I want to do that's really special to me, and it's a nice piece of furniture and I don't want to mess it up. I had stained it years ago, and so I'll have to take that off and go from there. Anyway, let's get to it. It's just a piece of car siding. It has been stained before. I'm just gonna scuff it up. I don't think there's really anything on it. Hardly. I think this other side that's been stained before. Okay, I'm washing all that off. Then the next step I think I'm supposed to do is put shellac on it. So I'll step outside and spray the shellac. I'm going to start by putting in, I'm using Sweet Pickins milk paint in the color In a Pickle. I want to paint that piece that I was talking about in a green. My mom had painted it that way back. Always said she was a little bit ahead of her time. Okay, one scoop. I think I'm just going to put one for now because I don't want to waste any. I can mix up more when I need to. And I know everybody on YouTube says warm water. Well, out here I don't have warm water, but I have water. And I'm going to put one scoop of, it's a little shy of just what I have. Then I'm going to stir that up. It looks really much darker than what the piece had been. You stir it really well, and then I'll sit it aside for a minute. I put 2 coats of this shellac by Rust-Oleum. Give it a whirl. As I said before, this is the color In a Pickle. So far, this color is looking darker than I had wanted it to. So I'm not sure if I'm going to add a lighter color with it or just on the other side start with a different color. I'm going to dry with my dryer. Now I'm going back in with a second coat. I'll go back in and dry this one. And it's starting to crackle. I think it shows up just a little bit up in here. Here goes coat number 3. Since I'm going to have a good bit of this left over, I may, after this is drying, I may just mix some of the pantry door or something in it. One of the other colors I have. And make it lighter, because I want to do it close to the original color my mom had it. I can remember back when I was probably in the 5th grade, 5th or 6th. I came home. My mom had this desk. I wish I had it now. It was a really cool little desk that the drawer would open out flat and you could pull it out almost like it was for a computer keyboard. Of course, there was no such thing at that time. And had other storage parts on it, and then it had a shelf sitting on the top. I came home from school one day, and my mom had painted it this, it was real popular then to have antiquing, and I'm not sure what all they did it with, but she had painted an antique kind of a mustard color, and I just thought it was beautiful. And all the books that were in the bookshelf on top, she had covered them in solid color wrapping paper. There was like, and it was shiny kind of, it was glossy. There was orange, green, and gold. And she had covered the books with those papers and set them in the shelf. I just wish I had a picture to show you. It was just, I don't know where she got the idea. She worked so much, she didn't have time to do much, but she did that. It was so pretty. And that's why I say I feel like she was ahead of her time. Okay, here we go again. I don't know if it shows, but it's crackling just the way I want it to. I'm going to let it sit just a little longer, and then I'll try putting some dark wax on it. Right, I have some dark DIY wax. And I'm going to put a little on. Kind of nervous about it. I'm going to do about half the board. I'm going to let it sit for just a second. And then I'll wipe it down. Okay. We all know I didn't let this dry long enough between coats. Okay. That's with the black DIY wax. This is Waverly Wax Antique. That's what it says. I'll let that sit a minute. All right, now I'm going to rub this back, and then I'll see which I like the best. I don't know if you can tell much difference in it. I was also told if you want to lighten it up a little, you can use the clear wax. This is by Dixie Belle. I'm going to try a little just to see. I want to be sure that's an option in case I go too dark on my furniture piece. Yes, I think it is. Okay, got that. And I like the darker wax better than the Waverly. I like the DIY versus the Waverly. I would like to flip it over and try lightening this green up just a little bit. I think I'll put a little pantry door in with it. This is closer to the color of the piece of furniture I'm planning on doing. The way it was, it's not that color anymore. I'm going to add 1 scoop. And one of water. Stir it up. I think this color is going to be a little closer to what I'm going for. I'm going to let it sit for just a little. All right, I put 1 coat on. Now, and I blow dried it. Putting the 2nd coat on. And I'm going to blow dry it. Tried that. Now I'm going to do a 3rd coat. And now I'm going to blow dry that. Okay, I've got that dry, and it's crackled really nice. I'm going to put some black wax on it. Then we'll let that sit for a little bit and come back and rub it off. Alrighty, let's rub this off. And I think I've got the color I want. If it was a little lighter, that would be good too. But I'm just so grateful to those that gave me some tips. Now I'm not afraid to tackle that piece of furniture I was talking about. Thanks so much for watching our home at Young's Crossing. You just don't know how much I appreciate it. I just wanted to share this little video showing you that if you do it wrong the first time, just try to get more information and do it right again. Be open to suggestions, which I hope I am. So I'm really happy with this. I might go a shade lighter if I can mix it a shade lighter, because I want it to look more like it was when I was in junior high. And I'm excited to share that project with you later on. If you'd give me a thumbs up, that'd be great. If you're not a subscriber, just come on over. I'd love to have you. And I thank you again.
I'll say goodbye now, but come sit on the porch with me first.